Hare Krishna. In the modern day, people are very much confused about the phenomena of sin. Everyone is asking, discussing, wondering, what is sin? What is the definition? What are the consequences? How to overcome sinful mentality? So in this discussion, we will try to see some aspects of these questions. So the Vedic standard, the Vedic understanding is that disobedience to God's laws is called as sin. When something is not in accordance with God's stated laws, then that is called as sin. How do we understand what are God's laws? Through the medium of the revealed scriptures. Every religion has some set of scriptures which are understood to be God's revealed words. So, when a living entity does not adhere to it, then that becomes a sin. So, why does a person sin? What is the root cause of sin? How does it come? How does it go away? Is something that we will try to understand in some more detail. The Vedic scriptures explain that ignorance is the primary root cause of sin. Because of lack of knowledge, because a person has not been educated in the scriptural understanding of sin, a person ends up committing sin again and again. And by this ignorance, a person becomes tied to sinful tendencies. So, ignorance is the root cause and it leads to sinful tendencies. These sinful tendencies later on gradually fructify into sinful desires. Sinful desires later on become sinful actions, and sinful actions causes sinful reactions. So there is a whole cycle of sin as explained in the Vedic scriptures. So the first thing is that how do we overcome it? We overcome it by getting trained in the science of spirituality, by understanding the scriptures from a bona fide authority, and having undergone training, we will be equipped with intelligence. Modern day understanding of intelligence is when you have scored a lot of marks, when you have mugged up a lot of books, when you are the first ranking student in the class. But still we see that such people with such credentials also commit sin. So sin basically causes disturbance to us, it causes disturbance to others, it pollutes the whole environment, and that kind of social, spiritual evil is called as sin. It really impedes our growth in spirituality and it makes our life also polluted. A person cannot be peaceful if he is very sinful. So one has to try one's best to be able to overcome it. So the first step would be to undergo proper spiritual training under an authorized teacher. And once we receive the spiritual training, our intelligence is equipped, but still the sinful habits, the conditionings may still lurk in our mind for some more time. It takes a while to be able to give up those conditionings, to be able to overcome those sinful habits, to be able to throw away those sinful proclivities. But while it is difficult, it is not impossible. One can absolutely do it if one continues to stay in the association of those people who are very determined and who are practicing a similar lifestyle. Then it becomes very, very easy. Just like if a person has to undergo the rigor of military training, individually it would be very difficult. But staying in a group of those kind of people makes the whole spirit, the whole environment surcharged, and by that surcharged energy, it builds in some enthusiasm and a person becomes ready to be able to accept that training. Same way, if we have to overcome sinful tendencies, it takes some time. Now these sinful tendencies have been developed over ages. A person may have these sinful tendencies for few years of this lifetime. Plus, these sinful tendencies may have been haunting him from previous many lifetimes. So the stains of sin are so very well deep rooted that one has to be persistently endeavoring to overcome them. So, regularly reading the scriptures strengthens our intellect. Regularly associating with the like minded people, good people, those who are on that path, helps us to gain determination. And by these two things, if we also, it strengthens our intellect a lot, it strengthens our lifestyle also. And add to that, if we live a lifestyle which is very conducive for not creating further more sins, then it's a double-sided approach. At one end we have stopped committing sin, and at the other end we have started to revive to revive our good consciousness and overcome the sinful tendencies. So it is very, very important to understand this, because it is not only that we commit a sin once and we get away with it. Sin causes a change in our mentality, it causes a change in our personality, and a person overall starts thinking, behaving, acting in a very different way. And thus, the earlier we recognize, the earlier we understand, and the earlier we act upon it, it is to our benefit. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.